with Somanasa Sahagata Kusala Chaita or Upekha Sagata Kusala Chaita. Is Jnana Sambayuta or Jnana Vibhyuta? And also you should come with Asankarika Chaita. So we are on page 35. We get the 8 Mahakusala Chaitas with their meanings. And on page 36, we give you obligations, obligation in daily life. And I gave you the 8 examples at the bottom of page 36 for the 8 types of Kusala Chaita, maybe illustrated further by the following examples. I think you should test your knowledge. Like for the type 1, a body, a lady with the knowledge of karma and with joy offers flowers to a pagoda on her own accord. So what would be the Chaita? What would be the Chaita? So offering flowers means dana, so it is Mahakusala Chaita. With joy, so it would be Somanasa Sagatam, and with knowledge of karma, that means Jnana Sambayutam, and she offers on her own accord, that means Asankarika Mahakusala Chaita. And the type 2, a girl, after being persuaded by her companion, goes to listen to the Dhamma talk with joy and with the knowledge of karma. So here she is persuaded. So instead of Asankarika, it would be Sasankarika. So you can go on with the rest. And on page 37, we have the topic near the middle, Mahavipaka Chaitas and Mahakriya Chaitas. The 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas as well as the 8 Mahakriya Chaitas are named in the same way as the 8 Mahakusala Chaitas. So the 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas, I forgot my laser pointer, so I got a very good pointer. So you can see it very well. So as we name the 8 Mahakusala Chaita, you name the same way, the Mahavipaka Chaitas and the 8 Mahakriya Chaitas. So how would you call the 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas? So you will call just like here. So it will be the first pair, Somanasa Sahakatam, Jnana Sambayutam, Asankarikam Ekam, Sasankarikam Ekam. And the next pair, Somanasa Sahakadam, Jnana Vipayutam, Asankarikam Ekam, Sasankarikam Ekam. And the next pair, Upekha Sahakadam, Jnana Sambayutam, Asankarikam Ekam, and Sasankarikam Ekam. And the last pair, Upekha Sahagatam Jnana Vipayutam, Asankarikam Ekam, Sasankarikam Ekam. The names are the same. In that case, how do we differentiate them? So we give you the example below. For example, number 1, Somanasa Sahagatam Jnana Sambayutam, Asankarika Mahakusala Chaita. If there's the Kusala Chaita, you name like that. And for number 2, Somanasa Sahagatam Jnana Sambayutam Asankarika, up to that is the same. So you just put it Mahavipaka Chaita. And for the third, you say Mahakriya Chaita. So in that way, they can be differentiated. Now, the significance of the Mahavipaka and Mahakriya Chaita. So here, Vipaka, you have seen yesterday, the same thing. Vipaka is the resultant. So it is the resultant of Kusala Karma, the first Kusala Karma. So from the 8 Mahakusala Karma, no, Mahakusala Chaita, you get 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas with the same name. That means the first one, if you perform meritorious deed, now with the number 1 Mahakusala Chaita, then as the result of that, you will get the first Mahavipaka Chaita. So these Mahavipaka Chaitas, they served as your rebirth consciousness in this life to get a new rebirth. So you have to be reborn with this Mahavipaka Chaita. So if you perform meritorious deed with the first Mahakusala Chaita, you will have the karma with respect to that. So when that karma bear results, you will get a new existence, either in the human existence or in the Deva existence. So Mahakusala can give rebirth in the human world or in the Deva world. So if that karma bears result, you will get the same type of Chaita, but it is Mahavipaka Chaita. So long that karma is effective, that is, it has the energy, it will produce its resultant, this Mahavipaka Chaita, for the whole life. For the whole life, one Chaita after another. The first Chaita will serve as rebirth consciousness. And the next Chaitas, the remaining Chaitas, they will serve as life continuum to keep you alive for the whole year, for the whole life. So these Mahavipaka Chaitas, they will arise in us when you are asleep. When you are asleep, the Chaitas have to go on arising and dissolving to keep you alive. If the Chaitas, no Chaitas arise, you die. You die. So these are the rebirth consciousness and also the life continuum. We call it the life continuum. And finally, the last Chaita. So after that, the karma is exhausted. No more Mahavipaka Chaita. So that last Chaita that arises in you, we shall call it the death consciousness. The death consciousness. So these Mahavipaka Chaitas, they serve as rebirth consciousness, life continuum, and finally as death consciousness. So this Mahakusala Karma, you can see it can produce 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas as well as 8 Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka Chaitas. So you get 16 resultant from this 8 Mahavipaka Chaitas. Now, this Mahagriya Chaita, they arise in Arahats. You know Arahats? They are perfect persons, we say, who have no more defilement. No more defilement. So no lobha, no greed, no moha. So they perform meritorious deeds because these good deeds should be done. They should be done, so they perform. They pay homage to the Buddha. They will help others. So these are meritorious deeds. But in performing these meritorious deeds, they have no desire for the reward of that deed. No benefit. They don't expect any benefit from that deed. So no resultant. No resultant. So just functional. Functional means they are functional in order to carry out the deed you perform. It is functional in carrying out the deed. But after that it's finished, they leave no karma property. No karma property. So they are called Mahakriya. Mahakriya. Great resultant consciousness. Okay? So we have all the 24 Karma Sovana Chaitas now. So we can go to the page 38. The first topic there is normal Chaitas in a person. Although all the 54 types of Karma Vajra Chaitas can arise in persons in the human abode. Hasi Tupada Chaita and the 8 Mahakriya Chaitas can occur only in Arahats. So only 44, 45 types of Kamavajara Chaitas arise in ordinary persons who are not Arahats. So those who are not noble persons like us, like you and me, I hope, so we are called warlings. Warlings. So in us, how many Chaitas can arise? So it would be 45. Out of the 54 Kamavajara Chaitas, this Hasi Tupada, this is a smiling consciousness of Arahats and the Buddha. They cannot arise in other persons. And also this Mahakriya Chaitas, they arise only in Arahats. So you have to subtract this 9 from 54. So we get 45 Chaitas that can arise in us. Now, if you look at the next paragraph, a person may further acquire 5 Rupavajara Kusala Chaitas, that is the Rupa Jhana, and the 4 Arupavajara Kusala Chaitas, that is Arupa Jhana, if he is able to, by undertaking Samatha Bhavana, that is tranquility meditation. So when we undertake tranquility meditation, we call Samatha Bhavana, we can acquire this 5 Rupavajara Kusala Chaitas, as well as the 4 Arupavajara Kusala Chaitas. So the total amount of Chaitas that can arise in you will become 54 again. So we go to the next group of Chaitas, we will call them the Rupavajara Chaitas. So the next topic, that is Rupavajara, means consciousness mostly experienced in Rupa Loka. Rupa Loka means the Brahma world. Those Brahmas who have no body and mind, so their body is made of very fine matter. So we call them fine material sphere. Fine material sphere. So these 15 Chaitas, they are divided into 3 groups, as we have divided the 24 Kama Sobhana Chaitas. Here of the 24 Kama Sobhana Chaitas, we divide them equally into Vipaka, Kriya and Kusala Chaita. So now the 15 Rupavajara Chaitas will be divided into 3 classes in the same way: Kusala, Vipaka and Kriya. So you have 5 Rupavajara Kusala Chaitas, 5 Rupavajara Vipaka Chaitas, and 5 Rupavajara Kriya Chaitas. So this Kusala, Vipaka, Kriya, they have the same significance as here. Those non-arahats, if we undertake the tranquility meditation, we can attain this 5 Rupavajara Kusala Chaitas. And if we can maintain this jhana till death, then this karma that derived from these Kusala Chaita will bear result. And we shall be reborn as Brahmas. We shall be reborn as Brahma with these Vipaka Chaita. So these Vipaka Chaita, they will serve as the rebirth consciousness, the life continuum, and finally as the death consciousness of those Brahmas. Those Brahmas. So this Vipaka Chaita can arise only in the Brahmas, not in us. So if Arahats, they undertake to attain the jhana, so instead of the Kusala, they will have this Rupavajara Kriya Chaita. All these are the jhana Chaitas, we call them. The jhana, Are you familiar with jhana? No? So we explain the jhana on page 39, in the middle there. No, I have the question, what is jhana? So jhana is a state of willful concentration or absorption on an object. No? Object means the sense object that you take in meditation. It is a combination of factors of absorption, we call jhaninga. No, jhana anga. No, jhana is the meditative absorption. No, so we usually translate it meditative absorption, the jhana. No, and anga is the factors. So there are 5 factors, no, that make up a jhana. These factors, number 5 in total, they are, so we can read, vitakka, the initial obligation that directs the mind towards the object, and vichara, sustained application that examines the object again and again, and piti, joy or pleasure or interest in the object, vedana, feeling, sensation. Now the 2 kinds of vedana that occur in jhana are sukha, pleasant or agreeable feeling, and upekha, the neutral feeling. Now the 2 feelings that we have already come across. And number 5 is ekagata, one-pointedness or concentration. In Pali we call samadhi. Now I think you understand better by explaining to you. So in order to develop this jhana chittas, we have to undertake tranquility meditation. So you are familiar with mindfulness of breathing? Are you familiar with it? Have you already tried mindfulness of breathing? We call it anapanasati. If you can meditate correctly as instructed by the Buddha, you can attain the 5 rupa vajra jhana. No? These 5 rupa vajra kusala jhana by that mindfulness of breathing. No? You can get it. Or you can use the kasina. Are you familiar with kasina? So it's very easy. So we call the earth kasina. No, the earth kasina is just an earth disc. No, you make a disc of the clay. So usually we take, say, the pure clay of dawn color, they say. So dawn color, no, the color of the dawn, no, it's like the orange color, you may say. So you take that clay, the wet clay, and you can apply it on a mat or on a piece of leather. You make a circle of the size about 1/4 in diameter, about 1/4 in diameter. So when you meditate on it, you lay it down on the ground. You lay it down on the ground, and you sit about 4 feet behind or in front of this circle. So you look at the earth disk that we call Patavi Kasina. Patavi here stands for the earth. Kasina, there's a circle that you have to look at. You have to look at. So with the earth disk in front of you, so you sit comfortably and then you meditate. You meditate mentally. Patavi, Patavi, Patavi. Well, you can do that, right? You have the idea. You have the earth disk in front of you. Now you are looking at it. You focus your attention on it. You have to concentrate your mind on this earth disk. Don't let your mind wander away. So that is called mindfulness. You have to be mindful of this subject all the time. So you meditate, Patavi, Patavi mentally. So by mentally reciting Patavi, Patavi, you are directing your mind towards this object. That is vitakka. That is vitakka. No, vitakka is initial application, no, application of the mind that directs the mind towards the object. So, by doing patavi, no, you are developing vitakka, no, directing the mind towards the object. That is the function of the vitakka. So all these are the cetasika. All these five are the cetasika. So vitakka cetasika, no, it performs the action for applying the mind towards the object. So its function is just to apply. No? So applying the mind's function is over. So the next one will have to take over. No? Vichara. So we say the sustained application that examines the mind, the object, again and again. So this mind is very, very fast. It can go from one object to another very quickly. No, very, very quickly. It can go to Sabah, or it can go to Myanmar or the United States instantly. Very, very fast, this mind. So after applying it, you need vichara. So to keep the mind there by observing the object again and again. No, so by observing it again, the vichara sustains your mind on the object. Now, so you keep on meditating like this, patavi. So by doing that, you are cultivating or developing the vitakka and vichara. They become stronger and stronger. So it keeps on applying and examining it, observing the object. Then piti sukha will also arise together. Now, piti is joy or pleasurable interest in the object. Now, that means you develop interest in the object, that is a kasina, and you have joy by observing it. So, when you are joyful in looking at it, it is something, so you want to look at it more and more. So by that way, piti also keeps the mind to be on this object, by developing joy and interest. Piti also tries to keep the mind to be on this object, not to go to other. This is very interesting. It is quite joyful by staying here, so you stay here, he said. So it tried to keep it here. And when you get piti, sukha will also arise. So that sukha is, you go blissed. It can be the mental bliss. Of course, first it is the mental bliss, and later on it will be these two. It is the same as the somanasa and the sukha here. The pleasant mental feeling and also the pleasant bodily feeling. That sukha. So when you have pleasant feeling, that means you are happy to be here, to be looking at this object. So by making the mind happy, so sukha also keeps the mind on the object. So they try to keep the mind on this object as long as possible. So as you go on meditating, you don't let your mind wander away. If your mind went away, you call it back. So you just keep it on here. So you just concentrate. So you meditate. These jhana factors will be developed slowly and slowly. Now, when they become very, very strong, vitakka applies continuously. Vichara examines or observes the object again and again. Piti sukha becomes very, very strong. So you're very joyful, very, very happy to be here. So at that time, ekagata, number 5, we call it the one-pointedness. One-pointedness of the mind. That is actually. So this ekagata, it combines all the citta and cetasika. Remember, whenever a citta arises, several cetasikas arise together. So this ekagata unites all these citta and cetasikas and keep them fixed on the object. So you become one-pointedness. Your mind becomes one-pointedness, and it remains absorbed in this in this object. So your mind didn't wander very often now. So it keeps here quite for a long time. So at that time you try to close your eyes intermittently. You try to close your eyes. When you close your eyes, if you cannot see the earth disk, open your eyes again and keep on meditating. Batawi, batawi, batawi. Now when you get some good concentration, try to close your minds again, your eyes again. And at one stage, when you close your eyes, you can see the earth disk clearly as you have seen with open eyes. But now you are looking at it with closed eyes. So we say at the stage, you acquired the image or the sign, the meditation sign we call it. So you get the meditation sign. So if you look at the lighted candle for a few minutes and you try to close your eyes, you can see that lighted candle. So the same thing, by meditating on this, focusing your attention on this earth kasina for several hours, then that image remains fixed in your eye. So you can see with closed eyes this earth disk. So at that point, don't open your eyes anymore. Keep it closed and go on meditating. Again you meditate by looking at that, the meditation sign. You meditate, batawi, batawi, batawi. So the concentration will rise. The concentration will arise. And at one stage, this sign, that meditation sign, becomes very bright, clear, and smooth like the mirror, with no fog. So it is very distinct, light. It is clear, smooth, and bright. So it becomes that we say, you have the counter sign. So the first is the acquired sign. Now you get the counter sign. So at that stage, all the nivaranas that we call the nivaranas are on the next page. I think I give you some of this. On page 40, if you look at the third line, our mind is normally not tranquil or calm. It is constantly agitated by 5 hindrances. So in Pali we call nivarana. They are the hindrances, and they are sensuous desire, kamachanda, and ill will, vyabhada, sloth and torpor, tinameda, restlessness and remorse, udacha, kokocha, and sattva doubt, vijikecha. Again, these are 5 mental factors. Again, 5 Cetasika. But these are your enemies. These are your enemies. So in meditation, they are the enemy that keep your mind restless, agitated, distracted. So you can not concentrate your mind on the object even for 1 minute. It's very difficult even to concentrate your mind like on the casino for 1 minute in the initial stage, because of this. Because of this, 5 of them. We say, you forget about the Pali name, for instance. The first one we call is the sense desire. Actually, it is lopa. Lopa is that lopa. There's the greed. We have translated greed. It is the greatest enemy. Because lopa, it desires to enjoy several sense objects that you have enjoyed before. So this lopa will force your mind to take several sense objects that you have enjoyed before. So this lopa will force your mind to take several sense objects that you have enjoyed before. So by meditating, if you cannot concentrate your mind well, then your mind will go astray towards your house, towards your family, towards your job, towards your friend, to the canteen that you have been, frequently, you have frequent. So this is the lopa that takes the mind away. So you have to call them back very patiently. Don't get agitated. No, your mind is natural for this lopa to take your mind out. Then the next one is we call the eva or the anger. So now if you are not satisfied with some matter, while meditating, that matter will come into your mind. It will come to your mind. So you get agitation, you get that anger. So if your mind becomes restless, you cannot control it, then probably you have the anger. You will be angry. So if you are angry, you cannot focus your mind. So when you are angry, you will get dosa mula cheta, no longer kusala cheta. So no kusala cheta, so the jhana factors will not be present, so your mind will not be concentrated. And the third is sloth and torpor, we say. So sloth and torpor makes you lazy and drowsy. So in meditation, if I ask you to meditate now, some of you will start nodding, and drowsy, and so that is a great hindrance. This laziness and drowsiness, you become drowsy. So when you become drowsy, what will be your chaita? What will be the chaita arising? So at that time, the moha mula chaita will probably arise. No kusala chaita. And the uddacha and the restlessness, the uddacha, makes your mind restless. And the fifth is vicikiccha, we call the subject of doubt. If you have doubt about this meditation, about your method of meditating, then if you have doubt, you will get vicikiccha sambayutta chaita. It will be akusala chaita, no kusala chaita. That means you cannot concentrate your mind. So these are the 5 hindrances, we say, that disturb you from, so that you cannot concentrate your mind well. So these are your enemies. But those 5 jhana factors, as they develop, they suppressed these enemies. They suppress these enemies so that this enemy cannot arise in the mind. So when you come to that stage, I just told you, that is the counter sign. You get very bright and clear the sign. At that stage, all the hindrances have been well suppressed. Have been well suppressed. They don't arise in your mind anymore. So at that time, your mind is free from greed, lopa, free from dosa, eva, free from moha. So these 3 leaders and all the rest, the unwholesome cetasikas, we call defilements. All the defilements are away. They are suppressed. They don't arise in the mind. So we say your mind is not totally pure at that time. So when you reach that stage, when you obtain that countersign, so since your mind is pure, you enjoy great peace and happiness. Very, very peaceful, because no more agitation. No more agitation from these hindrances. So your mind is just calm, quiet, steady, tranquil, and peaceful. Very peaceful. You don't have to exert any more effort. Just it remains there. It remains fixed on that object. Not only for a few minutes. It can go on. Remaining on the object for 1 hour, 2 hours. So, you can see the miracle here. So at that time we say, you arrive at the access jhana. At the entrance to the jhana, not to the jhana yet. You come to the access jhana. Access or neighborhood. To the neighborhood of jhana. So when you get that sign, you should be very glad. I'm very near to jhana now. So you have to make great effort at that time. so that you don't lose this sign. No, so if you slacken your effort, you may lose this sign. So it will be very hard to attain it. You have to exert the effort again to get it back. Now, when that countersign becomes stable, say for half an hour to 1 hour, it is stable at every sitting, you can develop it, it remains steady, then you have to enlarge it by making a well. Let it grow bigger by 1 inch, by another inch. So this sign is formed by your mind. It can be enlarged by your mind, by your will. So you can enlarge that countersign. Slowly you enlarge it, so that it fills up all the directions, all the 10 directions, all fill up. So then you focus on that enlarged sign. Go on meditating, patavi as before. Now if you can remain focus in this sign for 1 hour, 2 hours, etc., we say you attain the jhana, the first jhana. So you get the first jhana at that time because the 5 jhana factors are fully developed. So they are very strong now. So automatic. Vichaka keeps applying the mind. Automatic, so applies again and again. You don't need the effort. You don't say patavi anymore. So it just keep on applying, and vichara, trying to take it again and again. Piti sukha is very great, and ekagata is very strong. So it unites and keeps the mind fixed on the subject. So we say you are in meditative absorption. You get the jhana now. You get the first jhana. So you should try it. You should try it. It would be a very good experience if you can develop the first jhana. Very, very good experience. Because the bliss will surpass all the sensual pleasures. So sensual pleasure is a low form of pleasure. It is a low form, a low happiness. So this jhana bliss is much better than the sense enjoyment. So you don't have to spend any money. And if you practice well, so we say to gain mastery over this jhana, if you practice well, you can be in absorption, that we call the jhana attainment. You can be in absorption for 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, 2 days, up to 7 days at a time. No food necessary. No food. No sleep is necessary. You don't have to go to the latrine. You don't need anything. No pain. No pain. Just bliss. So you can live like the Brahma. The Brahmas are living like that. They don't take any food. You need not take any food for 7 days. So if you run out of your budget, ask your family, every member of your family, let them practice this jhana. So, if you don't have enough budget, then okay, the whole family, just you get into the jhana and remain in the jhana for 7 days. So you don't have to cook or anything. Live happily. So that is the first jhana, the way we develop the jhana. So you understand now. Now we can go to the, after attaining the first jhana, you practice so that you are skillful in attaining this jhana. That means you have mastery over this jhana. Then in the first jhana, all these 5 jhana factors are present. Now if you want to go to the second jhana, you want to go a step higher. So if you want to go to the second jhana, you have to eliminate the first jhana factor, vichaka. because that vitakka now becomes the enemy of the jhana. First, it helps you to attain the jhana. But when you want to go to the higher jhana, you have to eliminate this vitakka. Why? Now, this vitakka, we say it applies the mind towards the object, right? Now, this vitakka can apply the mind to various objects. No? So if you think of your house, that means vitakka applies your mind to your house. So you keep thinking about your house. Now, if that vitakka applies your mind to your sweetheart, then you think about your sweetheart. So when you are in the jhana absorption, no, you are focused on that countersign. Remember? No, your object is the countersign. So at that time you will not be aware of any other things except the countersign. No, but you are far awake. You are very lucid. Your awareness is very good. No, so you can enjoy that piti sukha, the jhana bliss, but you be not aware of any other sound or noise or any sensation. Okay? Now you are in jhana attainment. Now, if your vitakka applies your mind to the, say, a sweet song, coming out from a cassette somewhere, so if you pay attention to that, that means vitakka applies your mind to that, you are out of jhana. You are out of jhana. So that means vitakka becomes the enemy of your jhana. You are in jhana attainment. As soon as you think of your sweetheart or your wife or your husband, your jhana is out. You are out of jhana. You know that? So this vitakka, as soon as it takes another sense object, so you are out of the jhana. So we say, now vitakka becomes the enemy. So if you can eliminate vitakka, and that means you have to strengthen the remaining 4 jhana factors. You have to strengthen a little further so that they can keep the mind fixed again without vitakka. You can do that. No, you can do that. So you develop the first jhana. You come out of the jhana. So after attaining the jhana, you can come up at any time. It is at your will. If you want to get out of the jhana, you just take another sense object and it's out of the jhana. Then you again meditate on the countersign, but without vitakka this time. Without vitakka, that is, you are not applying your mind, patavi, you don't do that. You just keep your mind fixed on the object and let them remain there. So if it keeps on there fixed for 1 hour, 2 hours, then we say you attain the second jhana now. You can examine your jhana chitta. You can examine your chitta at that time. You can be aware of your chitta and cettasika when you attain the jhana chittas. When you attain the jhana. So that means the mind becomes very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. New power of penetration. So when you attain even the first jhana, and sometimes even in the access jhana, even at the stage of access jhana, because at the stage of access jhana the mind is already pure. Already pure. So the Buddha said, when the mind is very pure, it is bright and it radiates light. It radiates light, and that light is very penetrated. So with closed eyes, you can see all the objects that you have seen with open eyes, and you can also see some very subtle objects, like the willful persons. They are on the street, at the nooks and corners of the buildings. There are many, many willful persons. We call the petas. Willful ghosts, we call them. You can see them. With this, you can see them. And you may even see devas on trees. You call Rukha Deva. Rukha Deva, they live on trees. So you can see them. So your mind becomes very powerful. And if you look into your body, you can see your flesh, your veins, arteries, and your flesh, your blood, the heart, and the liver, all the body organs, all the 32 parts of the body you can see. No, if you attain that concentration, so your mind becomes like an ultrasound. No, you don't need to go to the ultrasound to look at your liver, right? Because you can look at it now, you can see it then. No, so no, by concentrating further, you can penetrate even those organs, and at the time, no, the whole body will break down into small particles. No, small particles, just like you call electron, proton. So in Pali we say rupa kalapa, no, rupa kalapa, very tiny particles. It breaks down, and you can see the heart base. No, the heart base, it is in the heart where most chetas arise. Most chetas arise, and the jhana chetas also arise on that heart base. So you can see your cheta at that time, no, and together with the chetasikas, so become very, very powerful. So the Buddha, no, persuaded, urged the bhikkhus to develop concentration. Now the Buddha said, now bhikkhus, try to develop your concentration. When you attain the right concentration, no, you can see the ultimate realities as they really are. No, as they really are. So, no, these chitta and cetasikas can be observed when you attain the jhana chitta. So you can examine whether your chitta is accompanied with all the 5 jhana factors. So you have all the 5 jhana factors, you will call it first rupa vajra jhana. Alright? Now you have eliminated vitakka. So now you can examine only the remaining 4 jhana factors are present now. So you know it is the second jhana. Then you can go the next step. When you go to the next step, you again eliminate vichara. No, it is the companion of vitakka. If vichara is present, vitakka will return, will come back. So it's better to eliminate both of them. So if you can eliminate both of them, you get the third jhana. The third jhana has only 3 jhana factors now. Here piti sukha becomes stronger, no, more joyful, more blissful. Piti sukha is better here. And again, if you want to go higher, you have to eliminate piti. No, piti, that joy. No, it's sort of stimulating or agitating your mind. So without joy, piti, it will be more calm and peaceful. Yes, it is. So you have the 4th jhana now. The 4th jhana, no, has only 2 jhana factors, sukha and ekaggata. Alright? Oh, so they are in order. Now this 4th jhana, this sukha is the strongest. The sukha, the bliss is the strongest. So they say it is the greatest mundane happiness. This 4th jhana is the greatest worldly, mundane means worldly happiness. So if you want to have the best worldly happiness, try to develop the 4th jhana. The 4th jhana. But you can go a step higher. So if you can go higher, the people will go up. No, if there's a way, then you will go up. So this time, you eliminate sukha. No, this sukha is it is connected with the worldly happiness. And without sukha, the mind will be more calm. So when you eliminate sukha, you get upekha. Upekha ekaggata. It becomes the 5th jhana. Very calm. No, your mind is very calm, very powerful. And at that stage, they say, no, breathing is no longer noticeable. No, or you may say the breathing is so fine and gentle, you don't know that the breathing exists any longer. So this 5th rupa vajra jhana is very, very powerful, and it is the best concentration for undertaking insight meditation. The Buddha himself developed this 5th rupa vajra jhana when he undertook insight meditation on the night that he became fully enlightened as a Buddha. So you can do it, no? So I've told you the way in brief. So if you are interested, no, you can come to Myanmar. We have several meditation centers, especially we call the International Buddha Sasana Meditation Centers. No? And I'm also president of the center in Yangon. So I welcome you. You can come anytime. We'll provide you food and lodging free. Don't worry about that. You just meditate peacefully and you can attain this 5 Rupa Vajra jhana. So they can be attained. Many people attain it. And many Malaysians are meditating in these centers. Many Malaysians are meditating in this center. And the chief abbot, we call Pa'ak Toya Sayadaw. He is now in Sabah. Just yesterday he came to Malaysia. So he will conduct 1-month meditation course in Sabah. So many people from Penang, they came to meditation center. Well, and some of you from here have already come here. And we have one Bhante here, he has already meditated in the Pao Center. So quite interesting to develop this jhana chaita. So you can get it. So what the Buddha described, you can achieve it. So the Buddha Dhamma is not the thing that you come and believe. It's not that. You come and see and try. You can experience by yourself. So these can be experienced by yourself. So since you can attain this, and the mind becomes so powerful, almost like supernormal power you have. Because with that jhana, the fifth jhana, you can look far away. You can even look far away. You can see the whole of Kuala Lumpur from here. You can look from here. So you don't need any telephone. Well, you better try it then. Okay, on page 43, we have those 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaitas. So here, in the table, you have the 5 jhana factors at the top. Tek stands for Vitaka. So below the box, you can see that Vitaka, Cha is Vichara, P is Piti, Sukha or Upekha, and Ak is Ekagada. So up to the 4th jhana. So they are given the positive sign, because up to the 4th jhana you have Sukha as the jhana factor. So the Sukha is similar to the Somanasa, so we give them the positive sign. Now when you come to the 5th jhana, it is Upekha, so we give the negative sign there. So below the positive and negative sign, we have Pa. Pa means Patama. Now Patama means the first. Dutiya is second. Tatiya is third. And Chatutha, Panchama. Well, let's call the names, please. Number 1, Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagada. Now you can say Sukha, Ekagada, or you can combine and eliminate E, A. You eliminate A, that apostrophe mentions that A is eliminated. So you can call it Sukhe Kakada. So if you combine it, you call it Sukhe Kakada. Or it's alright if you can say Sukha Ekagada. Sahitam. Sahitam means together with. Together with these 5 jhana factors. Patama, that Patama means the first. Jhana Kusala Chaitam. So if you look at the meaning there, you can look at the meaning. We say the Patama jhana is the first jhana. Kusala Chaitam is moral consciousness. Sahitam together with initial obligation, Vitaka. Sustained obligation, Vichara. Joy, pity, and bliss, Sukha, and one-pointedness, that is Ekagada. So if you know this, the first Chaita, then the rest becomes easy. When you get to number 2, you just eliminate Vitaka. So what do you have? Vichara, Piti, Sukhe, Kagada, Sahitam, Dutiya jhana Kusala Chaitam. If you look at the meaning, second jhana moral consciousness, together with sustained obligation, joy, bliss, and one-pointedness. Now we go to number 3. We eliminate vichara again. So we have now piti, sukha, ekagata, sahitam, tattayat, jhana, kusala, chaitam. The third jhana, moral consciousness, together with joy, bliss, and one-pointedness. Number 4, so you again eliminate piti. So you have only sukha and ekagata, sahitam, chatutha, jhana, kusala, chaitam. There's a 4th jhana, moral consciousness, together with bliss and one-pointedness. Number 5, upekha, ekagata. So instead of sukha, you change into upekha. Upekha, ekagata, sahitam, panchamat, jhana, kusala, chaitam. Panchamat means the 5th jhana, moral consciousness. So you can name the 5 rupa vajra, no? Jhana, if you know the 5 jhana factors. So you have to be familiar with the 5 jhana factors now. So now we go to page 44. There's a new topic, rupa vajra vipaka citas. Now, rupa vajra is fine material, and sphere, fine material sphere, vipaka citas, resultant consciousness. Now the 5 rupa vajra vipaka citas are designated by the same symbols and similar names as the 5 rupa vajra kusala citas. So you call them the same. Instead of kusala, you just change it into vipaka. So can you name them without looking at your book now? No, now you look at my 5 fingers. They are the 5 jhana factors. They are the 5 jhana factors. Oh, okay. Just name this jhana factor. Okay. Vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, sahitam. Patamach jhana, vipaka, chaitam. No, vipaka, chaitam. So instead of kusala, you just change vipaka. Now you eliminate vitaka. Okay. Vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, sahitam, dutayach, jhana, vipaka, chaitam, or vipaka, chaita, you can say, no? Then you eliminate vichara. So what do you have? Piti, sukha, ekagata, sahitam, tatayach, jhana, vipaka, chaitam, no? Vipaka, chaitam. Now you eliminate piti. So you have sukha, ekagata, sahitam, chadutha, jhana, no? Patama, dutaya, tataya, chadutha, no? Chadutha, jhana, vipaka, chaitam. Now instead of sukha, you put upekha. Upekha, ekagata, sahitam, panchama, jhana, vipaka, chaitam. So when you go to the 5 rupa vajra kariya chaita, the same name. The same name, you just change kusala into kariya. Okay? So you know this jhana, no? So those who are non-arahats, the worldlings, the first type ariya we call sotapanna, and the second and the third type ariyas, all of these, if they meditate successfully, they can develop the 5 rupa vajra kusala jhana. So these kusala jhana, they are more powerful than maha kusala chaita, because you have greater concentration, greater concentration. So these minds are more forceful, since you can remain in the jhana for 7 days, remember. That means this jhana are very, very strong. So if you can maintain one of these jhana, you attain it. If you can maintain it till death, it will have the priority to bear result when you die. So you will become a Brahma. If you attain the first jhana, you will be reborn in the first jhana plane. If you attain the second jhana, you will be reborn in the second jhana plane. So you can be whatever plane you like to. So just try to get the jhana. Now, so when you are reborn, you will be reborn with rupa vajra vipaka chaita. So you know now, if you get the first rupa vajra kusala chitta, your rebirth consciousness will be the first rupa vajana vipaka chitta, right? So, if the arahats, they undertake meditation, so their jhana would not be the kusala, it would be the kariya jhana chaitas. Okay. Then we can go to the next group on page 45. At the middle, we have arupa jhana. Now the person who has developed the 5 rupa jhana, so rupa vajra can be shortened as rupa. You can just say rupa jhana instead of rupa vajra jhana. Now, if you attain the 5 rupa jhanas, you may go up the ladder of concentration to arupa jhanas. In doing so, he uses the concentration associated with the 5th rupa jhana as the base. Also, he has to reason about the unsatisfactoriness of the physical body and the troubles it develops on account of heat and cold, insect bites, hunger, thirst, diseases, old age and death. When he feels detached from the physical body and rupa, rupa is matter, he first develops the 5th jhana by meditating on the Patibhaga Namitta, that is the countersign of Patavi Kasina. He then comes out from the 5th jhana, and though the Patibhaga Namitta exists in his vision, he neglects it and tries to concentrate on the infinite space, akasa, beyond it, and meditates akasa, akasa repeatedly. Well, this is the way we go up to arupa jhana. So now you have developed all the 5 rupa vajra jhanas. So if you wish, you can go higher. You can go higher to attain the 4 rupa vajra jhanas. So as you go higher, you have to stand at the 5th rupa vajra jhana. So you have to develop the 5th rupa vajra jhana. Then you go one step higher. Now in this case, arupa means no rupa. So these jhana, they are not associated with rupa. So you have to eliminate rupa in order to attain arupa jhana. Remember, in developing the rupa jhana, the rupa vajra jhana, we ask you to focus your attention or your mind on the Patavi Kasina. If your mind wanders to various sense objects, you call it back. So that means you don't allow the mind to enjoy sense pleasure. So long you are enjoying sense pleasure and you are attached to sense pleasure, you will never get the jhana. So you have to abandon the sense pleasure in order to develop the rupa vajra jhana. So we have to say, if you want big fish, you have to sacrifice small fish as a bait. You have to sacrifice a small fish as a bait. The same thing, you have to abandon the sense pleasure in order to attain the rupa jhana. Now again here the same. If you want to go to arupa jhana, now you have to abandon your attachment to rupa. If you are attached to rupa, if you cannot get out of the rupa, you will never get the arupa jhana. Just like if you are attached to your wife and you cannot go to the center, you will never undertake meditation. So in order to cut your attachment on the rupa, you have to reflect on the defects or the faults or the disadvantage of having the rupa. So you take your body as your rupa. So because you have this body, now you feel cold when the weather is cold, and you feel perspiring, very hot when the weather is very hot. And when you sit for a long time, you get cramps, numbness, So you get painful because of this body, and you may have the insect biting you, the mosquito biting you because of this body, and because of this body you have to walk from morning till night, no, to sustain this body with food, clothing, lodging, with beautiful house, or with a car. So because of this body, no, you want to be beautiful, you have to apply makeup and so these things and so many things. So if you don't have your body, how about all this trouble? No more this trouble. No insect bites. no hot and cold. So nothing to work. No need to work to get food or money so that to buy the good food or something. Not to house your body in a beautiful house and to go in a beautiful motor, the Land Cruiser or so that. You don't need all this thing. So how about that? So, no. Many of your troubles and suffering will be eliminated. And remember, this body is also associated with various types of diseases. And the worst ones are coming, like the AIDS. So, you don't have to worry about those diseases. No diseases. No hunger, no thirst. How nice. So you reflect like this and try to get detached from your body and from your rupa. So, if you have some detachment, then you develop the fifth rupa vajra jhana. So usually when you develop the fifth rupa vajra jhana, you have to start from the beginning, from the base level, because now you don't have any jhana when you start. So you recall that countersign of that Patavi Kasina. Since you have attained the jhana, and if you can maintain your concentration, you can always recall this sign, this meditation sign. If you just recall it, it appears. So by looking at the countersign, you reflect Patavi, get into the first jhana. You get out of it. So you have made the intention to come out of the jhana. Soon after you attain it, you can do it. So as soon as you enter the first jhana, you are out of it. So you reflect on the sign again without vitaka. You go into the second jhana, come out of it, then eliminate the vichara. You go to the third jhana. So in this way, you attain the fifth jhana, develop the fifth jhana. Now you come out of it. Now you are going for the higher one, the arupa jhana. So at this time, the countersign will remain distinct in front of you, because you have looked at it. That countersign, it still remains there, but now you neglect it. You neglect this countersign, by thinking, oh, this countersign is connected with the Atkasina. The Atkasina is rupa. So since I am detached from rupa, I don't want to look even at this sign. We have an example, a man who is afraid of the snake. So if he see a rope, which looks like a snake, he gets scared. So he won't like even to look at the rope, which resembles a snake. The same thing. When you are detached from the rupa, so since the earth kasina is rupa, you have no wish to look at the countersign anymore now. So you neglect it, we say. It is in front of you, but you neglect it. You don't pay attention to it. Now you try to think, if this countersign disappear, if this countersign disappear, what will be unfolded? What will appear? The empty space will appear, right? Because this is the countersign. If you remove it, just empty space. We call it akasa. Empty space is akasa. So you focus your attention on that empty space, agasa, and you reflect, agasa, 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 agasa. Just keep on reflecting. So it may take a few hours or many hours. Now, when your concentration becomes focused on this space, because akasa, then your mind attachment to this countersign will disappear. Or in other words, you forget about this countersign, and we always have the my attachment, we say nikanti. And because of that, this countersign does not disappear. Now, when that my attachment disappears, the countersign also disappears. So then you will get the empty space. Since you have you have the spread up the countersign, to fill all the direction. So when all this disappears, you have the infinite space will be unfolded. So you focus on that space, akasa, go on meditating. If you can concentrate your mind for 1 hour, 2 hours in this space object, then we say you attain the first arupa jhana. And that jhana, because it takes akasa as its object, it is called akasananja yarana jhana. Okay. So you understand now, right? So you have to come and again try this in our International Meditation Center. There you can go up to this arupa jhana also. You can get them. So please look at the where. So at the bottom of page 45, we will read that passage again. When he feels detached from the physical body and rupa, he first develops the fifth jhana by meditating on the Patibhaga Namitta or Pathavikasina. He then comes out from the fifth jhana, and though the Patibhaga Namitta exists in his vision, he neglects it and tries to concentrate on the infinite space akasa beyond it, and meditates agasa repeatedly. Now you understand now. Now we go to the next passage, paragraph. When his my attachment, so we call it nikanti, is the my attachment. For the Patibhaga Namitta is also called the counter sign. In English we call the counter sign. Disappears. The namitta is the sign. The nimitta also suddenly disappears, unfolding endless space. Concentrating his mindfulness on this endless space, he goes on meditating agasa till he reaches the first arupa jhana. The jhana, this jhana is called akasananja yadana kusala chaita, because it focuses on akasa. Now you obtain the first arupa jhana. Now we shall go to the next jhana. So the next paragraph. He then continues his meditation by concentrating his mindfulness on the akasananja yarana kusala chaita, meditating vinyana repeatedly till he reaches the second arupa jhana. This jhana is called vinyananja yarana kusala chitta, because it takes vinyana as its object. You reflect vinyana. So when you get the jhana, you call it vinyananja yarana kusala chitta. So now you get the point. So where is my pointer here? So first you develop the first arupa jhana, because it focuses on akasa. What do you call it? Akasananja yadana kusala chaita. Now when you go to the next jhana, you take this arupa, the first arupa jhana, as your object. So again, that shows you can see this jhana. You can observe this jhana. So you take this, the jhana chaita, as your object, and you meditate vinyana. Vinyana means chitta. So when you can concentrate well and attain the jhana, we call it the vinyananja yarana kusala chaita. Now we can go to the next paragraph. To develop the third arupa jhana, he focuses his attention not on the Akasananja Yarana Kusala Chaita, but on nothingness. Meditating, nati kenchi, nati kenchi, nati kenchi. No, the meaning is there. There's nothing whatsoever. Nati Yarana Kusala Chaita, but on nothingness. Meditating, nati kenchi, nati kenchi, nati kenchi. No, the meaning is there. There's nothing whatsoever. Nati means nothing. No, nothing, nothing. Very similar. Nothing. So there's nothing whatsoever. So repeatedly he reflects like that till he reaches the jhana. This jhana is called Akinchanya Yarana Kusala Chaita, because Akinchanya also means nothingness. So Akinchanya and Nati Kenchi, they mean the same thing. No, nothingness. So since you focus on nothingness, no, the jhana is called Akinchanya Yarana Kusala Chaita. So that is the third arupa jhana now. Now we can go another step by taking the third arupa jhana consciousness. So you are focusing your attention on this jhana chaita now as the object of meditation. He can further develop the fourth arupa jhana. This jhana is called Neva Sanya Na Sanya Yadana Kusala Chaita. I will repeat. Neva Sanya Na Sanya Yadana Kusala Chaita. So, no Kusala Chaita. Now, Neva Sanya Na Sanya Yadana literally means that perception. No, Sanya means perception. Perception neither exists. Neva means neither exists. No, does not exist. Na Sanya means does not exist. So it refers to the fact that the fourth arupa jhana consciousness is so subtle and refined that one cannot definitely say where there is a consciousness or not. Consciousness is no longer noticeable at, no, you have to put one at there, at the state of this jhana. So, no, when you come to the fourth arupa jhana, you are not aware of your chaita anymore, because as you go up, the chaitas are becoming more and more subtle. They become more and more fine, no, refined. So we say when you get to the fifth rupa vajra jhana, breathing stops, no breathing. No, so the metta also becomes fine. So no breathing at that. Now when you go up higher to the arupa jhana, they become more and more subtle. So when you reach the fourth arupa jhana, even your chaita is no longer noticeable. But your chaita must be present. Otherwise you will die. No? But you don't know that it is present. So you would say, oh, does it really exist? Well, you say it neither exists nor does not exist. So you say like that. So it is called Neva Sanya Na Sanya Yarana Kusala Chaita. So we have four arupa jhana. Remember these four arupa jhanas, they are different in the sense object they take. No, they are different in the sense object they take. And the five rupa vajra jhanas, they are differentiated as the five jhanas because there's a difference in the jhana factors. No, here you have difference in jhana factors. Here you have not the same jhana factors here, because since you take the fifth jhana as the base in going to the higher jhana, here you have not the same jhana factors here, because since you take the fifth jhana as the base in going to the higher jhana, all these arupa jhana, they have just like the fifth jhana here, upekha ekagata as their jhana factors. So their names are given on page 47. So you look at the box, their symbols are given the negative sign. Now we can read their name. Number one, Upikha Ekagada Sahitam Akasa Nanja Yarana Kusala Chaitam. And the next one, Upikha Ekagada Sahitam Vinyananja Yarana Kusala Chaitam. Upikha Ekagada Sahitam Akinchanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam. Upikha Ekagada Sahitam Neva Sanya Nasanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam. I think the meanings are very easy. For number one, you say Agasananja Yarana. Now Kusala Chaitam is moral consciousness together with equanimity and one-pointedness. So they have only these two jhana factors. So we get now. So for the next topic, Arupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita. So when you go to these, the four Arupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita, you name the same thing. Now, can you give the name of the first one? So you, for this jhana chaita, you have to mention the jhana factors present. So here, what would you call it? Upikha Ekagata Sahitam Akasananja Yarana Vipaka Chaitam. The next one, Upikha Ekagata Sahitam Vinyananja Yarana Kusala Chaitam. The third, Upikha Ekagata Sahitam Akinchanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam. The fourth, Upikha Ekagata Sahitam Neva Sanyana Sanya Yarana Kusala Chaitam, Vipaka Chaitam. So they are the resultant consciousness of these Kusala Chaita. If you can develop Akasananja Yarana Jhana and you can maintain it till death, then you will be born in the Akasananja Yarana Brahma plane. No? So the same thing, if you get the Neva Sanya Jhana, you will be reborn in Neva Sanya plane. So there are how many jhana that we can attain? Now, for non-arahats, you can attain 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala Jhana and the 4 Rupa Vajra Arupa Vajra Kusala Jhana, 9 jhana. And for arahats, instead of Kusala, you take the Kriya. So for arahat, they can develop the 5 Rupa Vajra Kriya Chaitas and also the 4 Arupa Vajra Kusala Chaitas. No? So, no Kusala, it will be Kriya Chaita. Now, that's altogether you can get 9th jhana. Now, on page 48, the second topic we call Abhinya Chaita. No, Abhinya means supernormal consciousness. No, the higher psychic power. No, so if you attain all these 9 jhana on, say, Pathavi Kasina, no, you take the Pathavi Kasina, you first develop the 5 Rupa Vajra jhana. Then you go on, no, based on this Kasina, you can go on to attain the 4 Arupa Vajra jhana. Now, there are altogether 10 Kasina. No, just like we have Pathavi Kasina, we also have Apo Kasina. That is water. No, water Kasina. You put water in a container, so you look at the water and you reflect just like before. Instead of Pathavi, you reflect Abo, or water, you can reflect like that. So you can attain the same jhana. And the third one is we call the fire Kasina. No? So you take the simmering charcoal. No? There is a burning charcoal there. So you focus on them, so you reflect the Tijo. So you can again develop the 9 jhana. And the fourth one is the air Kasina. So you sit in the place where you have the gentle breeze, touching your face. So by that sensation you try to reflect the Vayo, that's the air. So you will get the nimitta, the sign, and you can develop this 9 jhana. So altogether there are 10 kasina. If you are successful in one kasina, very easy for the rest. So you can easily develop 9 jhana on all the 10 kasina. After that, you practice in 14 ways. The Buddha gave instructions. In the Buddhist canons, we have the instructions. So you can practice in 14 ways on these 10 kasinas, developing this jhana one after another, and come down one after another. Then you jump. One you jump up there and jump. Then you jump two jhanas at a time. Then you jump 3 jhana at a time. So you can practice like that to make your mind very skillful and powerful. So when your mind becomes very, very powerful and the skillful, so then you can attain the supernormal power. We call them also the higher psychic powers. So at that time, when you get the supernormal power, you can fly in the air. You can fly in the air. No need to buy the air ticket. You can go anywhere very easily. So you don't have to worry about the traffic jam. No more jam in there. And if you don't want to go fly in the sky, you can dive into the earth. You can dive into the earth, into the water. You can walk in the air. You can create many things. You can create various forms of yourself, various forms. And one person, you can create the 1,000 Dr. Mon. I can create 1,000 Dr. Mon, something like that. And you can also create whatever you like. Would you like jewelry? Or do you like money? You can create. So, these psychic power are amazing. So how can you fly in the air? Without any engine. So without any nuclear engine. But you are having very, very powerful engine. Your mind is more powerful than the nuclear atom. So you can fly in the air. So before the Buddha appeared in the world, these and the hermits, some ascetics and hermits, they can develop these jhanas and the supernormal power. Just like when Siddhartha was born in the Kapila Vatu. At that time, his father, Suddosana, they had a teacher, hermit, by the name of Vasita, or we also call him Kala Devila. So that hermit, Kala Devila, he used to take lunch at the palace, and after taking lunch at the palace, he went up to Tavatimsa heaven, the second Deva heaven, Tavatimsa heaven, and remained there for the day. So that means you can go even to the Deva plane. You can remain there. So at that time, very few can develop these jhanas and the supernormal power. When Siddhartha, he becomes a monk, so he wandered to in the Migada country there. So he came to Alara, the first teacher. So Alara taught him how to develop 5 Rupa Vajra Jhana and 3 Arupa Vajra Jhana. So that Alara taught him up to Akinchanya Yarana Jhana. He could attain it very easily because in many of his past existences, he had already developed these jhana. So in this existence, he can develop very, very quickly. In 2-3 days, he attained all this jhana. But he found that it is not what he wanted, what he is looking for. He wants to attain Nibbana, which is deathless, no death, no rebirth in Nibbana. So by having Akinchanya Yarana Jhana, when you die, you will be reborn in the Akinchanya Yarana plane, Brahma plane. You can remain there for 6,400 world cycles. So your life will be very, very long, but finally you will die again. You will die again. Then you will come down. You will come down again. So he left Alara. He went to the next teacher, and that is Uddaka. Now his next teacher, Uddaka, he didn't know how to develop the Neva Sanya, but his father knew how to develop Neva Sanya Jhana. So he told him the method. So the Bodhisattva, he practiced, and he developed this Neva Sanyana Sanyayana Jhana very easily. So he taught Uddaka how to develop it. So again he found that it's not the thing he wanted, so he left it. Now after he became the Buddha, by guiding his disciples, many of his disciples can develop these 9 jhanas and the 2 abhinya. So for non-arahats, you have to develop the abhinya by first you develop the 5th rupa vajra jhana, you come out of it, and then you make the resolution. You make your the determination or resolution, what you want to become, what you want to be. So whatever you wish for, it will come into existence. So we call it the kusala abhinya, because it is a kusala chaita. Abhinya is actually spiritual wisdom. Abhinya means abhinyana. Abhi means higher or spiritual. Jnana is wisdom. So the 5th rupa vajra jhana, accompanied by that super wisdom. Because of that you attain the super power. Now for the arahats, they have to develop the 5th rupa vajra kriya jhana first, and then they developed the abhinya, supernormal power. So on page 48, the last paragraph, I think there, the two abhinya. Those 5th rupa vajra kusala chaita is called the kusala abhinyana chaita, and the 5th rupa vajra kriya chaita is called the kriya abhinyana chaita, when they are associated with supernormal knowledge. So abhinya is supernormal knowledge. So are you interested to develop the jhanas and the abhinyas? So we are lucky now, because the teaching of the Buddha is still exist. So there are teachers who can still guide you to attain this jhana, all the jhana, including the abhinya. So there are several persons who have developed the 9 jhanas in our international meditation centers. And our teacher said he would be able to guide you to attain the abhinya as instructed by the Buddha. As instructed by the Buddha. There are instructions there. He could teach you, he said. So we are quite sure he could do that. He could do that. So if you are interested, you please come. You are welcome. Okay. So these are still real. They are not imaginary. They are not imaginary. So they are still real. So you can try by yourself. But you have to devote quite, a part of your time, maybe. But some can develop very quickly. If you have done these in your previous lives, you can achieve very easily these things. Okay, then we can go to the next topic. Lokutara Chaita. Lokutara Chaita. So it is the supramundane consciousness. Lokutara Chaitas may be acquired by vipassana or insight meditation. There are 2 ways of getting to third consciousness, Megajnana. They are vipassana yanika, taking insight meditation as the vehicle, and 2, samatha yanika, taking tranquility meditation. Samatha means tranquility meditation, yanika means as the vehicle. So there are 2 routes to undertake insight meditation. So when you attain this jhana concentration, the jhana, no, so we say you attain the right concentration. We call the samadhi. So you are ready to go to insight meditation, vipassana. No, so when you carry out vipassana, you can choose any of the two ways. You can do either vipassana yanika way or samatha yanika way. No, so you can read a little bit. A person may first develop the neighborhood concentration, no, that is near the jhana, no, near the jhana, neighborhood of jhana concentration. In Pali we call upachara samadhi. By tranquility meditation, samatha bhavana, and then proceed to insight meditation, vipassana bhavana. Here the person is using upachara samadhi as the base of his wisdom eye for looking into the ultimate nama rupa and their common characteristics of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and not self, anatta. This person, if successful to the end, will acquire the four parts and the four fruitions. So in this route, there are only 8 supramundane citta, namely the 4 lokuttara kusala citas, supramundane moral consciousness, and the 4 lokuttara vipaka citas, supramundane resultant consciousness. Well, I have to tell you something about insight meditation again. Some of you may be familiar, no, with insight meditation. So after attaining, no, the right concentration, you can look into your body now. No, as I told you, you can see the organs, and then, no, you can go deeper to see the rupa kalapa, no, to see the rupa kalapa. Then you can analyze this rupa kalapa to find out the ultimate physical entities that make up each kalapa. No, so you have to analyze the kalapa, just like the atom is made up of electron, proton, and neutron. So by analyzing an atom, you will find out electron, proton, and neutron. The same way. So when you look into your body, when you concentrate it, it breaks into the tiny particles. You can see these particles arising and dissolving. Billions and billions of particles arising and dissolving very quickly. But these particles are not the ultimate rupa yet. They are not the ultimate yet. So they are made up of several rupas, for each kalapa. So you analyze them. You analyze them, then you know all the ultimate rupas that make up your body. Then you can see the citta. So you can see the citta, and for each we have 6 sense doors. So you focus on the eye door. You look at a sense object, a visible object striking the eye door. So to cognize this sense object, I told you yesterday we have a series of cittas must arise. You have pancha dwara vachana, abutting or confronting the sense object. Then you get the eye consciousness. So you have the eye consciousness, and then the sambhadechana, receiving consciousness, and then santirana, investigating consciousness, and then manodwara vachana, making the decision whether it's good or bad. Then after that, if the decision is beautiful or something like that, you get lopa mula citta. Or if you say, this image is the Buddha statue, is sacred. So at that time, what will happen? Mahakusala citta will arise. So you can see this series of citta arising and dissolving. You can see them. And you analyze in each citta, just like you analyze the jhana citta to find out the jhana factors. So the same thing in this citta, you can find out the citasikas that associate with each citta. And this can be done. And as described by the Buddha, this can be done.
So in our international meditation centers again, no, these are being shown, being guided to the meditators. So it is not easy to see these ultimate entities. Remember, no, the Chitta, Chitta, they constitute the Nama, the Nama. And all those, no, the physical entity, they represent the Rupa, the Nama and Rupa. So when you can see to the ultimate state, they are arising and dissolving very quickly. You can see them. So you know they are not permanent, so you call anicca, anicca. No, by focusing on their dissolution all the time, you reflect anicca, 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 anicca. Now, no, that dissolution of this Nama Rupa amounts to torturing you all the time, no, by their dissolution. So, but it's not permanent, it's suffering. So, you take, no, that nature of suffering and you reflect dukkha, 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 there's suffering, suffering. And again, you take, no, the notion of anatta. Anatta means not self. No, so there's no person at that time. Only these kalapas and the chaitas arising and dissolving, no person, no, and nothing substantial that remains undissolved. No such thing, no soul, no ego. No, it's clear to you, no person. So, no, taking this notion, you reflect anatta, anatta, anatta. So that is, we say you do vipassana, no, vipassana meditation. So you reflect on this, the ultimate nature of the Nama and Rupa. So if you see, no, they are arising and dissolving all this time, no, and of course, the next step would be you have to find out the causal relation, the causes that produce this Nama and Rupa. And in this case, no, these are described in the, no, the famous doctrine we call the doctrine of dependent arising, paticca samuppada. So, no, these should be also observed, because the Buddha did the same thing. No, when he performed the vipassana meditation, in his case, he had developed the abhinya, the supernormal power. So at that time, he could look at there and you could see the citta and cetasika, not only in himself. In the case of the Buddha, no, he focused his attention on the 100,000 world cycles. So he could see all, no, these 100,000 world cycles. No, this Nama Rupa arising and dissolving. You can do that when your mind is very powerful. No? But only the Buddha would be able to do that. No? And he also, the reason on the causal relation, paticca samuppada. So he, reflected on this Nama Rupa, accordance with the cause and effect. Because the cause arises, the effect arises. When the cause dissolves, the effect also dissolves. So, not that way. So that is vipassana. So if you do vipassana, when you become successful, then you will attain the full Lokuttara Kusala Citta. Lokuttara Kusala Citta. They are also called Mega, Mega Citta, Mega Citta. Now as soon as you get the Lokuttara Kusala Citta, you will get its fruition Citta also. Now without any lapse in time. As soon as, say here, is Sotapatti Mega Citta arises, you will get its fruition. That is Sotapatti Phala will arise. So you will have 4 the Lokuttara Kusala Citta and 4 Lokuttara Vipaka Citta. So total will be 8 Lokuttara Citta that you can attain. So if you attain the first Mega and Phala, you become a stream winner or stream winner, Sotapanna. If you attain the second Mega and Phala, you become a once returner, a once returner. We call Sakadagami. If you attain the third Mega and Phala, you become the non-returner. So when you die, You will be reborn in the Brahma abode. You will not return to the karma sphere anymore. And you will go to Nibbana from there. So if you attain Arhata Megha and Arhata Phala, you will be an Arhat, no, a perfect person. So this would be your last existence. No more existence for you. No, so 4 Megha and 4 Phala in the Vipassana Yanika way. Now you can take the Samatha Yanika way. So in the Samatha Yanika way, we develop concentration up to the jhana. No, the difference is just here. In the Vipassana Yanika way, you develop concentration only up to the access jhana. No, that is to the neighborhood of jhana. You don't go to the jhana. But with that concentration, you can observe the ultimate nama rupa. You can perform the vipassana. So you can attain the 4 megas and the 4 phala. Now in the samatha yanika way, you develop the jhana first. So you have a choice. There are 5 rupa vajra jhana. Whichever jhana you like, you can develop. Of course, the best is the 5th rupa vajra jhana. So some people, they can develop only the first rupa vajra jhana. Then they undertake insight meditation and they go the same process. You do the same process. Since your concentration is higher, you have greater power. You can look at it clearly. So actually you can do quicker. In the samatha yanika way, you can go quicker. So it's just like flying. Instead of driving your car, you are flying with the aeroplane, so you can go faster. Now when you attain the mega and phala, we say your Sotapatti mega and phala is associated with the first jhana. Is associated with the first jhana. Now, if the next person, he or she develops up to the 2nd rupa vajra jhana, takes it as the base, and then you undertake meditation. Now your Sotapatti mega and phala would be associated with the 2nd jhana, right? So there can be 5 Sotapatti mega, associating with each of the 5 jhanas in turn. So that's the only difference. So now we can read the 4 mega chaitas on the page 50. So there we have the Lokutara Kusala Chaita, supramundane moral consciousness. Now basically there are 4 Lokutara Kusala Chaitas as acquired in Vipassana Yanika route. Now what are they? Sotapatti Mega Chaita. You can just say Chaita. Sakadagami Mega Chaita, Anagami Mega Chaita, and Arhata Mega Chaita. Now we give you the meaning there. Sotapatti, part consciousness. Mega means part. Chaita means consciousness. Or it is consciousness belonging to the part of stream entry. Stream entry. So you become stream enterer or stream winner after attaining that. Number 2, the Pali name is Sakadagami Mega Chaita. So the meaning, Sakadagami part consciousness. So consciousness belonging to the part of one's returning. Number 3, Anagami Mega Chaita. It is Anagami part consciousness. Consciousness belonging to the part of never returning. Number 4, Arhata part consciousness. Consciousness belonging to the part of Arahatship. Now, what are the 5 jhana Sotapatti mega chaita? Now these are the samatha yanika way. You will have 5, the mega chaita associated with the 5 jhana in turn. So we just give them the name as the jhana chaita. So you have to mention the jhana factors. Okay? Please read. Vitaka vichara piti sukha ekagata sahitam patamach jhana Sotapatti mega chaitam. You eliminate vitaka. Vichara piti sukha ekagata sahitam. Dutiyach Jhana Mega Chaitam. And number 3, Piti Sukha Ekagata Sahitam. Tatiyach Jhana Sotapati Mega Chaitam. Number 4, Sukha Ekagata Sahitam. Chatotha Jhana Sotapati Mega Chaitam. Upikha Ekagata Sahitam. Panchamach Jhana Sotapati Mega Chaitam. The meaning is quite clear. If you just read the first one, the first jhana sotapati but consciousness together with the 5 jhana factors. No, so no difficulty. So the same way, when you go to the Vipaka Chaitas on page 52, what are the name of the 4 Lokuttara Vipaka Chaita? Number 1, Sotapati Phala Chaita, Sagadagami Phala Chaita, Anagami Phala Chaita, and Arhatha Phala Chaita. Now how do you give the meaning? Sotapati, fruit consciousness. There's consciousness belonging to the fruition of stream entry. So you can know the rest. Now the 5 jhana Arhatha Phala Chaita. So we are here also we are giving you the 4 mega chaita and the 4 phala chaita. Now here, if you look at this chart, we give them the symbol, the double symbol, plus or minus. Now that means these mega and phala chaita can be somanasa sahagatam or upekha sahagatam. They can be either one. Now when you go to the jhana chaita, just like before, the first 4 would be somanasa and the 5th would be upekha. Now, so with the jhana factors there, you have 5 sotamatan mega, 5 sakadagami mega, 5 anagami mega, 5 arhatha mega. Altogether you have 20 mega jhana chaita. And their fruition also 20. No, the phala chaita. So how many do you get the Lokuttara jhana? Here 40 you get. Instead of 8, you multiply by 5, you get 80. Now we are calling the last one, the 5 Arhatha Phala Chaita. How do you call them? So we give you here. Well, just look there. No? So I would like you to actually to name them without looking at the books. But when I tell them, some of you would peep at your books. So now we give away the books then. So let's name the 5 Arhatha Phala Chaita. So the first one, the 5 jhana factors, Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata, Sahitam, Patamach jhana, Arhatha Phala Chaitam. Arhatha Phala Chaitam, right? Arhatha Phala. No? We are naming the last one. So if you get one, you get the rest. Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata, Sahitam, Dutiyach jhana, Arhatha Phala Chaitam. And the third one, Piti Sukha Ekagata Sahitam, Tatiyach jhana, Arhatha Phala Chaitam. The fourth one, Sukha Ekagata Sahitam, Chatotha jhana, Arhatha Phala Chaitam. The last one, Upekha Ekagata Sahitam, Panchamach jhana, Arhatha Phala Chaitam. Well, if you can name up to this, then you know all the chaitas now. You know all the chaitas now. No, so I hope you know them. So now we get all the jhana, including the abhinya and all the mega and phala chaita. So you passed the first grade now. So please look over them, not try to read them. So what we have taught, try to be familiar with them. So tomorrow we can go higher. That is, we can go to page 54. We will make a quick revision over the chaitas tomorrow. So we will finish the chaita chapter and we will go to the next chapter, to the chaitasikas tomorrow. Okay, no? let's again let's share our great merit that we obtained from learning Abhidama for 2 hours. So there would be many billions of kusala chaita very, very noble, powerful kusala chaita that can give rise to happy existence for many, many world cycles. So we are going to share this merit to all sentient beings. Okay? Idam me punyam aswakhaya vaham hotu. May these merits of mine lead me to the extinction of all defilements. Idam me punyam nibbanassa pachayo hotu. May these merits of mine be conducive to my attainment of Nibbana. Imam no punya bhagam sabba sattanam dhima. Imam no punya bhagam sabba sattanam dhima. Imam no punya bhagam sabba sattanam dhima. We share these merits with all sentient beings. May all sentient beings obtain the share of these merits and be well and happy always. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.